On a sticky Tuesday morning in Cressler County, Tennessee, a woman named Alina Ward walked into courtroom 2B like a shadow. Pale blue shirt, dark slacks, hair pulled back, no purse, just a black notebook and a pen she rarely lifted from the page. She sat in the back row, alone, silent, and still. She wasn't there for a hearing. She was there to observe. Officer Greg Harlan spotted her within minutes. White, ex-military, nearing 50, running courtroom security like a battlefield checkpoint. To him, authority wasn't earned, it was asserted. And Alina? A poised, young black woman who didn't flinch, didn't smile, didn't act nervous? She didn't fit his narrative of how someone like her should behave in a room like this. He approached her with a jaw already clenched. "You here for a case?" Alina looked up, calm. "No, I'm observing the process." The answer wasn't wrong, but it wasn't submissive either. And that's all it took. With zero justification, Harlan yanked her up and slapped cold steel around her wrists, right there in front of the judge, attorneys, students on a field trip, and a local reporter quietly taking notes. She didn't resist. She didn't scream. She didn't even blink. Just stood, silent, cuffs clicking like punctuation. He marched her down the hallway to the holding room. Slammed the door. Sneered. "Taking notes for your next protest?" he mocked. She said nothing. But then her phone rang. It was a matte black device, plain but odd. On the screen, in flashing red, Pentagon Secure Line. Harlan laughed at first. "You serious?" He waved it in front of the younger officer in the room, Marcus Eves. "She got some hotline to the president now?" Eves didn't laugh. He stepped closer. "So that's a federal-grade comms device. Not local. Not even FBI. That's military-grade encrypted. That's not a phone. That's a trigger." Alina finally spoke. "That call wasn't for me. It was for you." Before Harlan could scoff again, the footsteps started. Heavy. Dozens. A command voice outside barked, "Clear the corridor. This is a federal intervention." The door slammed open. 4 federal agents moved like shadows, weapons holstered but ready. Behind them came a tall woman in black, badge flashing silver. Agent Camille Strauss. Defense Oversight Division. Release Agent Alina Ward. "Now." Harlan laughed until he saw no one else was laughing. Camille's eyes didn't waver. "You detained a senior federal investigator mid-operation. You obstructed a classified intelligence case. You destroyed evidence. You're done." Harlan sputtered, trying to explain. "She didn't identify herself." "She didn't get the chance," Alina said quietly, rubbing her wrists. "You never asked." The courtroom exploded that night, not from a riot, but from a video. Reporter Lily Chan had recorded the entire thing. Alina cuffed, silent. Harlan's smirk. The absurdity of justice turned on its head. Within hours, the clip went viral. By the next morning, it had 7 million views and counting. Harlan was suspended. Later indicted. Abuse of authority. Obstruction. Tampering with federal comms. Judge Henley, who'd stood silent as it happened, resigned with a one-line letter: "This court no longer reflects the justice it was built to serve." Alina never gave a press conference. No tweets. No statements. But one message appeared quietly on the DOJ's internal bulletin. Power doesn't shout. It waits. Behind closed doors, Alina briefed federal teams on what she had uncovered: 87 wrongful cases, dozens of falsified records, coerced confessions, and systematic abuse buried under polite court formalities. Her silence had not been fear. It had been strategy. And one person had seen it all happen, a girl named Maya, 15, on that school field trip. She'd watched Alina get cuffed and whispered to herself, she didn't even do anything. Weeks later, she slid a screenshot of that moment, Alina standing tall, bound but unshaken, into the front of her binder. When her teacher asked why, Maya said, "She looked like the kind of person I want to be." Not loud. Just right. The story didn't end with handcuffs. It began with them. Because silence didn't mean weakness. It meant control. And for once, the system that always spoke over women like Alina had to shut up and listen.